You feel like that.
Yeah, Heather, as long as he doesn't like go to the bathroom or anything.
No, I'll pick him up.
I'll come take him. As long as he doesn't like do that.
I'll get him.
Hi. Please tell me that was actually live, so everyone heard me say that and they have no idea what I'm talking about. The dog is here, right? Like that's what we were talking about, everyone on Zoom. All right. Oh, we're early. We can't go yet. Agents are late in general, so we need to at least wait until right on time. Just in like 30 seconds. No, where's Kevin?
You still have to log in.
Hi. He's like, she's right there.
It's here. It's here. You see, Mom? Try to create a new account.
Isn't he getting big?
I didn't think he was gonna be that big. He used to fit in our hoodie.
I know, and now he's getting big. Like he's, you know, I mean, he's not like really big, but he's getting big.
It's like my 60-pound.
All right, let's get started. People will come in as they see fit. Let's start with bucket fills and something good. Chuck, you want to come hang out up here with me?
Okay. Here, Mom.
I'll do a bucket fill. I'll bucket fill Tammy because she's making a closing happen with somebody that's over in, is it New England or
In England.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because so we're gonna do a remote closing, which by the way, if we can do fully remote closing, so it can work out. But yeah, she's making it happen.
That is awesome. Kudos to you. What else? What else is good?
I'm gonna bucket fill Eric for being the only other guy in the room.
I'm just gonna bucket fill Eric.
Yeah.
We got some online. We got Scott, we got Chad, you know.
Nice. All right.
What else? What else is good? Bucket fills.
Nice.
Oh look, here comes
another
mail.
That's right. Way to go.
Like a nature show now.
All right, what else is good? Come on, you guys. We do this every week.
I'll bucket fill Kevin because his buyer's contract class was really good yesterday. It's nice to get that refresher for some of us and go over things, and so it was really good.
It was my pleasure.
Nice work.
The contract class?
Yeah.
All right, what else? What else is good? Chilling is like, Nothing? We had nothing good happen to us last week? You want to talk about it?
Derek's in here for a couple of days somewhere.
Where is he?
Derek's
That's a positive. Well, my something good is I went to a rodeo this weekend and that's pretty life changing, as odd as that sounds. Like it was pretty life changing for me. It was great. So I highly suggest you do something fun like that. One more good thing. The room is like almost full.
I got my buyers under contract.
You did get your buyers under contract. That was a long haul. Yeah.
And it's no small deal.
Yeah, it is not a small deal.
No. Linden Hills one?
Yeah.
Okay, you found one. Good.
I already started asking them if they need babysitters, so they can get the job.
And I'd like to bucket fill Ben and Alex and Scott and Tony for encouraging me during the process.
Awesome. Oh, that's awesome.
Great job, Chris.
All right, moving on. Annual award ceremony is going to be a week. What does that look for? Oh, I thought that was a scared look. I was like, what? It's a week from today. So we'll have some appetizers, come in early, grab those. Then we'll go through the awards and there will be opportunity to take pictures. And it's just fun to celebrate what people have done in the past year. And it's also inspirational for the year to come. So if you have not RSVP'd yet, please do that just so that we know kind of how much food we would need as well. So feel free to get your phone out, do that while you're here. Maybe you guys focus. Yeah. pickleball. You guys, this is gonna be the first time I've ever played pickleball, will be this event, just FYI. Okay, so I don't, who else has never played pickleball before?
I played pickleball.
Okay, so there's actually quite a few people that have never played pickleball before. I thought I was like, the minority of it. Okay, so we can figure it out together, but we are gonna figure it out. That's from 3:30 to 5:30. Please RSVP, right, because we need to know for court reservation essentially, and then how many people will be there so that we can get that to them. Do you guys have any questions on this? It's February 21st, so this is in place of our normal R&R. No, there are paddles there that we can use. I think there's like really competitive people in pickleball that have like 85 paddles that they said we could potentially use. So you should be good with that. What kind of shoes? Do you wear just tennis shoes?
I mean, they have shoes like that.
Oh, yeah, right.
Don't go at that level. You don't tennis shoes.
Don't
Like,
here.
do actually, I guess supposedly they actually have.
Oh,
yeah,
there
you
is.
can borrow mine if you
Like,
Black soul.
where is it? Yeah, you just wear tennis shoes.
Yes.
If I just wear a sweatband and something that's totally 90s, I feel like it doesn't matter with the shoes,
Timberlands.
right? Please.
How do I RSVP?
Yeah, how do
There's
we
a Google sheet, right, that you.
Google form.
I
can send it out again.
Lydia will send it out. It's also on Facebook. And it's in our peak of the week.
And it's
right?
on the calendar.
And it's on the calendar. So there's a.
That's way too many options. No, I'm kidding.
So there are a lot of options.
So
Any other questions on pickleball?
Week.
It was all gonna come to the pickleball event.
Try.
I don't have districts, right?
Okay. As long as you know what, it's gonna be really fun.
Okay, then I'll be.
All right, next. Family reunion, we still have time to sign up for that. I think we have 8 people going from our market center, which is really fun. I know that there's some cool things going on at the Sphere as well in Vegas that I'm kind of excited about. And then if you have questions around that, feel free to come talk to someone on the leadership team in regards to what that looks like. And also if you do register, let us know. We can look that up, but I do want to know, just because we're going to be doing some different things together as an office, that we just need a head count for. Okay, we're not going to do the dance again. We might do it next week, but I do appreciate that everyone showed back up besides Shane. Okay, Shane was the only one, and Jacob. Jacob did not come in here either. He's like, I am not doing this dance ever again. So my value might have went down this week.
Past the first few minutes.
Yeah, maybe he's like, we're gonna get past this dance and then I'll come in person. So besides those 2 people that did not come in here, I do want to start putting this up every single meeting, just in regards to taking a look at it. So can you read that? I just talked about getting an eye appointment because I think I'm potentially losing my eyesight. Who wants to read the mission portion of it? Anybody?
I will.
Thanks,
Mission is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving.
Awesome. How about we just start doing the belief system? Who wants to start?
Win or no deal?
Thanks, Heather.
Integrity.
Do the right thing.
Right thing.
You're gonna remember it. We make fun of the dance, but all right, next one.
Customers.
Rick, where were you?
What?
Always come first.
Always come first.
Okay,
Your anthem.
next one.
Commitment in all things.
Why are you so quiet when you say that? Like, you're always loud. Communication. Who's got communication?
Communication, seek first to understand.
Next.
Creativity, ideas before results.
Teamwork.
Together, everyone achieves more.
Teamwork right there. Next one.
Trust starts with honesty.
Perfect. We got 2 more. It's almost done, you guys.
Equity, opportunities for all.
Perfect.
Success.
Results through people.
No, but quite honestly, we made a joke about it. We did a funny dance
Yeah, I
last
tried to,
week.
like,
Everyone was like, don't ever do it again. We are going to do it again. But I do think this is important, right? Because I think through everything, we need to know who we are and what we stand for as a company, as an office, as agents. So we will be continuing this. It might just be in different capacities each team meeting.
Could it be one font size larger?
Yeah, we can
Just
work on
because
that.
I don't always wear
We
my
can
glasses.
totally work on that. And look, oh, Jose also
It's
decided
great
to show
from
up
the
after the
front.
dance. Just kidding, we didn't do it. All right, next. Oh, we don't need this. We can go next.
Just a reminder.
So Candy, I think you made this, maybe last year even, made this cute little card, and it's actually a postcard. So we do have the template for it that she can send out, that you can put your logo on the back of it and either use it as a door knocker, use it to send out to your neighborhood, or even just have them in your car. And when you see a really cute house, write something on it that you like I love your pink door. I love the blah, blah, blah. And drop it off at someone's house and make their day. So we do have these for you to be able to personalize to your brand and your business. And if you would like that, I think you'll send that out later today. So it's kind of fun for the month of February. All right, and I know you guys all love when I'm standing up here just chatting, but today we have a special guest that's gonna do the rest of the team meeting and the 6 personal perspectives.
All right.
Hey, man.
How
You
many
did.
people know what the 6 personal perspectives are? Raise your hand if you have heard this term before.
Gonna be like, oh.
Okay.
Don't ask me.
It's not well done, but I can tell you off the top of my head what they are.
Gotcha. So there was a time at Keller Williams when we were known as the best training company in the world. And we spent a lot of time and energy and focus on who do we want to become as a real estate company. And Gary Keller just did a lot of research, him and his teams, right? Did a lot of research about what makes someone successful. And somewhere in the market, and over the years, we have lost bringing some value. And that's one of our commitments as a leadership team, as Amy's continuing to bring in who we are as a company, is getting back to that. There's a huge amount of value in that piece. And the 6 personal perspectives, the way they grew out is the foundational perspectives propel you to your highest level of achievement. And in our company, including in our Lake Minnetonka office, you can see some people that are hitting their highest achievement, right? Sometimes what you see is you see it year after year, and there's patterns and habits and things that make that happen versus people that go up and down. And these 6 personal perspectives, or these 6 steps to higher growth, are what they really are. So the first one, anyone who knows them want to take a chance and write one of them on the board?
Can I interrupt this meeting for a very important announcement?
Public service announcement.
Sure.
I think we have.
This is a lot more important than.
You have to attend the rest of the meeting if you're gonna speak, though.
Okay. We got a Super Bowl board.
This is a lot more important than anything else.
Pick your square.
Can I vote Taylor Swift?
I'm ready one.
For $5 a square, pays $100 first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and $200 for the final.
Ooh.
Gonna fill all 100. So there you go. Here's an envelope and a pen.
And tell us how the squares work.
Yeah, I need
So
for those of us that, are.
So San Francisco's across the top numbers. Chiefs are this way. So for an example, if you pick, let's just say this is 0 and over here is 7, and it comes down here that San Francisco has 7, Chiefs have 0, you're a winner. Okay. So once the board is filled, everybody just put your name and phone number on here, then I'll text everybody the picture of the board so you'll know what your numbers are. You can just go, okay, my number's here, my square's here, or however many squares you pick. Pretty simple. You know,
Say, can you buy more than one?
absolutely. We have 100 to sell, so.
So on the front, on the board, there are no numbers yet, right? So
No,
this is-
the numbers are picked back
But
here.
we don't know them.
Nobody can
This
pick
is
those because
strictly random.
Strictly random.
All right.
So yeah, you just pick a square and you could have, you know, obviously 77, 07, 03 is a good.
You have to be 18 to win
Are you doing it?
No.
Are you
and
doing it,
potentially human.
halftime, quarter, half, or just the final score?
Okay, let's start over here.
I wasn't listening, obviously.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty simple, you know, and then if you have your phone number, make sure it's legible, and then at the end, I'll take a picture of the board and send it out to everybody that participates.
So you want $5 in the envelope,
Mm-hmm.
and in the box, you write your name and phone number.
Exactly.
All right.
And 10
And then-
years is $50.
10 squares
Yeah.
is $50.
Can we just put it on the front desk out there and she can manage it for?
We just put it like on a
Through
pencil
Friday.
or something.
Can we pay out in
See the
Bitcoin?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
gonna be full by today. For sure, that's gonna be full by today.
It's Zoom, if anyone on Zoom wants to do it, let me know and I can set you up.
Scott, where are you at?
All right.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right.
Back to our regular program, eh?
Right. We're gonna fly through this, by the way. Who knows some of these personal perspectives? That's seen them before.
Commit to self-mastery.
Oh, that's number one. You want to write it down there?
Right there if you want number 2.
What's another one?
80-20.
Okay, you want to put that on there? That's number 2. Commit to the 80-20 principle. Anyone know what number 3 is? Eat a pea. Nice. You want to write that one on there?
Way to go, Candy.
Eat a pea? What does that even mean? We'll get there. What's another one? Anyone else know? Make being learning-based foundation of your action plan. Anyone want to write it? That's too much writing for me. And number 5, remove. What do you want to remove? That's right. Remove limiting beliefs is number 5. And number 6, the power behind any goal is what? Be accountable.
I don't think I got all those 4.
So
It was a lot of writing.
make learning based the foundation of your action plan. Anyway, how many of you seen these before? How many of this is new for you? It can't be both. Come
How
on.
many of you,
How many of you
raise your
seen
hand?
before? Nice. How many of you, this is new? Fantastic. New is great. All right, I'm going to try the clicker. You want to switch to the slides? So one of the spots that you can go and learn a bunch of different things, if you are learning based, there's in your command, there's a tab that says Connect. And in KW Connect is where you have a lot of these different training pieces. In fact, if you want to go to Ignite, because you go, I can't wait till the Ignite class, that's where that spot is. What is the difference? What is it that differentiates those who achieve at the highest level from those who seem to not accomplish as much? It's this. These are the things that that they found. These are the 6 pieces that happen by high achievers. Look at that. Mindset, attitudes, and our approach to life are our personal perspective. These are our mindsets, our attitudes, our approach to life. And here they are. Step 1, commit to self-mastery, which is saying, I'm going to nail it. I'm going to do this. I'm committed to mastering this. What does committed mean?
Actually do it.
I'm going to actually do this. I'm committed to getting better. I work with a group of high school students at the public school in my area. And I went there this morning and we were talking this morning. These are students who are likely not to, unless something changes, not to graduate high school. And so this morning we were just talking about what it starts with is just a commitment to, I am going to grow this, right? That starts with that mindset piece of, hey, this is what I want. And I was telling them about having different pieces of goals, and the goal, if we're not clear on it, and not clear on, I'm committed to what am I saying I'm gonna do? What am I committed to doing? The next one is commit to the 80-20 principle, which is I'm gonna focus on my big rocks. Anyone know what the 80-20 principle is? Anyone want to share what the 80-20 principle is?
20% of your efforts gets 80% of your results.
That's right. Yeah, we're going to talk more about that, but 20% of your efforts get 80% of the results. It works in so many different places. It started in Italy, and the research started by 20% of the country had 80% of the wealth in the country. And so they did a system, and they see this principle working time and time again. Next, move from E to P. Anyone know what the E stands for and the P stands for?
Entrepreneurial and purposeful.
Right, entrepreneurial and purposeful. I'm going to do the things that, I'm going to stop doing the things that come easy to me, and I'm going to do things on purpose, going after the results that I want. I'm purposeful about breaking through my ceiling of achievement. Here's the deal. Some of you are coming into real estate with a ton of skill and a ton of drive, and you are successful in lots of the different things that you do. And if you don't listen and you just do your own thing, you're going to hit a spot where it's going to hit a ceiling. And that's your ceiling of achievement, your personal ceiling of achievement. Some of you have it pretty low. Some of you have it pretty high. The truth is, though, we all have that ceiling that if we continue to operate in our things that come easy to us, some of us, it's really easy to set appointments because we talk to people really well. We're naturally driven that. We have lots of relationships. But if that is our only thing and we don't get purposeful in that, we're going to hit that ceiling. And people that achieve at a very high level go from the easy, the entrepreneurial, to I'm purposeful. How do I go to that next step? I had the clicker. Next one. Step 4, make being learning-based a foundation of your action plan. I'm willing to be taught and always pursue learning. It's in here somewhere too. But I went to a training this last week, and the person said, classes or education without implementation is simply entertainment. Classes without implementation are simply entertainment. So I'm willing to be taught and always pursue learning. I've learned something, now what do I do with it? Another person in this, I don't know if we're going to watch all the videos, but said, move towards action-based learning, right? So if I go to something, if we're all going to, 8 of us are going to family reunion, what is it that we're not just learning there, but we can implement into something, take action on it? Highly successful people make learning based the foundation of their action plan. They also remove limiting beliefs. What's a limiting belief?
I can't do that.
I can't do that. That's a easy one to say. I can't do that as a limiting belief, right? When I was a kid, I don't know if you guys, anyone of you have annoying parents?
I think I have the.
Oh man, my mom was on this kick. And I remember it still because it was very foundational to who I've become. And every time I would say I can't, she would make me say 7 others I can. I can't. Well, I can. I'm working towards. I can. Because I can't is a very limiting beliefs. Where do you think limiting beliefs often come from? Past experience, yeah. Childhood, right? That one teacher who kept telling you couldn't do it versus that one who said, "Oh yeah, you can." Right? Coaches.
Way you're raised, maybe.
Way you're raised. Yeah. Perfect. And then that's our favorite one. Be accountable. It's mine. I own it. Be accountable. We're going to go through all these more detailed. We're gonna skip a lot of these. This is right from command. You can go on and see it and connect, but think about what are 3 things you would like to accomplish in life? If you have a pen or paper, go ahead and write down 3 things I'd like to accomplish in life. The cool thing about writing these down is that you get to decide. No one else's goal, no one else's. This is what do you want to accomplish in life? Now, do a reality check. What's my goal? How am I doing with my goal? How do I feel about that? By the way, these are great coaching questions. Whenever you walk into a coaching session, if they ask you these 4 questions, it'd be great. What's your goal? How are you doing with your goal? How do you feel about that? And what will your future look like if you do not achieve your goal? What's the goal? How are you doing with your goal? How do you feel about that?
Are these based on the first 3?
What's that?
Is this one singular goal or is this the first 3?
So I love this. We're going to talk more about goals, breaking things into goals. I think this is great with our daily goals, right? We can have lifelong goals, but until we get purposeful with that and set that into a plan and action, then this is great with that plan. What is the goal? How do I reach your goal? Derek, so thankful you're here.
Should we give him a little clap?
Everyone say hi, Derek. Welcome back from the state. Welcome back to
Wore a nice crisp white type shirt. Nailed it, Derek.
Didn't notice.
Back to the meeting, everybody.
Oh, me.
All right, so step 1 is commit to self-mastery. Self-mastery is the possession of great knowledge, skills, and habits that make you master you. So, who's in charge of self-mastery?
You.
You. Can anyone do it for you?
You.
No, you have to commit to, hey, I want this. I want to become this. I want to grow in this way. We were talking with our students that, and there is no good or no growth in our comfort zone, right? Growth only comes when we get outside our comfort zone. So it's making the commitment that I'm going to go outside my comfort zone so that I can become a top achiever. Remember, you don't have to do this, but research shows that top successful people have these perspectives, have this committed to these things. It starts with self-mastery. So know your goals, know your strengths and your weaknesses, know how to work with both your strengths and weaknesses to reach your goals. I am going to go after this, and I'm going to get better and better and better and better and better and better at this stuff. Thoughts?
I have a thought.
Go.
When you say strengths and weaknesses, how many of us know like 2 of our strengths and 2 of our weaknesses? Like, have you thought about that piece of it, right? Because I think we think of this as like just focusing on the strengths and then we've like mastered those. It's truly going into the weaker parts that you have and how do you master those to get a little bit better each day?
Or not letting your weaknesses torpedo you, like figuring
That
out
too.
ways to keep them from.
One of my strengths is I'm very adaptable. One of the challenges with being very adaptable is consistency, because something shows up and I just go, hey, I can adjust. Someone knocks on my door, I can adjust. Yeah, let's do it. So that strength is, wow, I'm adaptable. My weakness is I'm not always as consistent as I want to be, right? So I have to commit to developing my consistency. Go ahead, Derek.
I have a real problem with follow-up, specifically after an appointment. If I don't give the people my opinion on price and or try to get the commitment at the appointment that I'm at, I pretty much won't follow up with the people, and my price gets like worse and worse and worse the further away from the appointment I get. So I changed the way I do my appointments so that I always give an opinion, and I always try to wrap it up right there, because it's not that I won't follow up, it's that I don't follow up on that. And that has caused me to lose many properties over the years.
So self-mastery says, I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to pursue that differently, right? I'm gonna get that. Awesome. Mastery is the possession of great knowledge, skills, and habits that make one the master of a subject. Here's the thing. Self-mastery is not a one-time event, right? That's one of the struggles for someone who struggles with consistency sometimes, is going, hey, I'm committed to this time after time after time after time. Self-mastery is a journey. It's taking one step closer to where you desire to be time after time again. And it's the commitment to that gets you there. So it's not going to a workshop and going, boom, I mastered this. Probably not. It's time after time after time after time. It's a journey, not an event.
Right.
Yes.
Do you think there's a limit to that? Because I believe that there shouldn't be a limit to that.
Right.
There shouldn't be if I get to this point, I'm considered a master of this art now.
Yeah, right.
Because we don't know how far we can go. We don't know how much better we can do things until you say that I'm a master of it, but there's no limit.
Right. Yes, and I think that's one of the limiting beliefs that we often have, right? And that's that E to P stuff. Oftentimes, if we get to the spot where we're becoming comfortable, it's because we hit that spot of a ceiling. We can go on to the next one. And when we think we've mastered something and we're really good at it, that's fantastic. Hey, I'm really good at this. But that oftentimes reveals that next step to my growth. If I don't find that next thing to master, to continue to master, I'm going to hit a ceiling and stop. And I will say that's one of the challenges with maybe the market that we just had, is that we weren't necessarily diving in and having to grow because we hit a comfort spot. We just had so much stuff to go on all the time. Some of us lost that self-mastery goal. Like, I'm going after that, right? It became easy for me to go, I'm going down to Florida. Not Eric, just saying myself. Just happening to like this. Happened to like this.
I think that was more of a shot.
It was not. It was me. Hey, we're gonna skip some of these activities, but if you want to like go further step on these things, there are different activities that you can go and do. So we're gonna skip these though. Self-mastery ahas. What's the takeaway about the things we talked about already?
You control you.
You control you. It's on you. Yeah. And it is a daily choice, right? It's a time after time after time after time after time. Next one. Commit to the 80 principles. 80-20 principle. This is this is in lots of different things. The 80-20 principle. If you look at our market center, 20% contribute more than 80% of the company dollar to our market center. If you look at in general, where you put your time, you're going to get 20% of those activities are going to get you 80% of the results that you want. So what we encourage everyone to do is focus on that 20%. And in real estate, what is that 20%? Lead gen, right? It's not that we don't know it. It's not that what's a solution? What is the solution to having the business that you want, or as many clients as you want, or bigger checks? What is the solution?
Lower your expectation.
There's that.
Hey, lower your expectation. But what's the solution?
Lead gen.
Lead gen. Our real estate businesses, Brenneman says this, our real estate businesses are directly in proportion to the number of people we have real estate conversations with. You hear that, Kami?
I legit lost the dog.
Our real estate business is in direct proportion to the amount of real estate conversations we're having. So what is the solution to to growing your business to where you want it to be? Is it a better database? Is it a better marketing ad? I mean, you can use those as pieces, but no, what you need to figure out is how am I going out and having more conversations with people about real estate? Those things are simply tools to get you to have those conversations, right? So in real estate, it's lead gen. My business isn't where I want it to be. Lead gen. I haven't had a closing in 4 months. Well, lead gen. I'm uncomfortable lead genning. Are you committed to self-mastery? Right? These things go sequential. They just self-mastery. Now I'm going to focus on my 20%. I'm going to lead gen. I'll skip a lot of these different things. The lead gen comes down to this principle of a big rock. Have you guys seen the thing on the YouTube or whatever where he puts a jar on the table? This professor puts a jar on the table and he asks the people, is it full? Right? He puts rocks in it, bigger rocks in it. He says, is it full? They say, yes. And then what does he do? He adds little rocks into the spot. The gravel goes in there. He asks, is this full? The answer is yes. It's not. He takes it and what does he do? He puts sand in there, fills it up, says, is it full? Yes. They say no, because I have some water. I can put water in there and I can fill it up that way. And then is it full? Right? Or what does this teach you? And he was saying in that the whole thing is there are things in everything has value in life. Everything has value in business. Not everything has the same amount of value, right? And when we prioritize the things that are most important, these other things will start to fill it up. So if the water were simply something meaningless, right? Every day I'm checking Facebook. And we filled our whole day with just checking Facebook, we won't be able to get the more important things in, right? If we put things in the right priority, you have a Facebook thing you have to go see. You'll probably be able to fit that in there from time to time. But if you put too much of one thing and not your lead gen, not the most important things, not your family, not your vacations, not your whatever, things get out of whack. And so that's committing to the 80-20 principle. When we are focused on the 20% of what matters, we get 80% of what we want. That 20% of our effort equals 80% of our results. Everyone getting the idea of the 80-20 principle? So,
so many things in your life.
Yeah, so many things in life. Yeah, so many things in life.
You wear 20% of your wardrobe probably about 80% of the time.
Yeah.
I do. There's like a back half of my closet that's stuff that I never wear, and then there's my like regulars that I put all the time.
I love it. I haven't heard someone say the wardrobe, but
Yeah,
that's.
I bet you wear one pair every day because you got dress shoes, you got workout shoes, you got regular shoes, probably a couple other boxes.
That one might be a little different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's like, I was like, well, today's clean, tomorrow's, you know.
Speaking personally.
But yes,
That's true.
accurate.
It does.
Yeah.
So identifying your 20%, then go even smaller, finding the vital few and what are those things that you do. Lead gen is huge, right? We know lead gen, but what are the things that you're committed to in lead gen of doing? Narrow that down, commit to, I'm going to rock, I'm never going to make a phone call. Can you be successful in real estate and never make a cold call?
Yes.
Yeah, right? It's just finding the other thing that you got to do and commit to, this is how I'm going to lead generate and I'm going to do it time and time and time and time. It's my big rock. I'm going to make it happen. The one thing, you guys know the one thing? It's asking the question, what is the one thing that by doing so makes everything else easy or unnecessary?
Hey, Kevin,
Yes.
that's my favorite color book. So can I just add?
Yeah.
one more?
Add. Please add all the time. Yeah, we have.
So the idea, the concept of that, which I absolutely love it, is, first of all, you set your goal. Where do you want to be in 10 years, right? And I'll just break it down. Where do you want to be in 10 years? Okay, what are your goals for 10 years? Okay, what do I have to do in 5 years to get to that 10-year goal? Then what do I have to do this year to get to that 10-year goal? Write those down. What do I have to do this month to get to that 10-year goal? This week, this day, and then the first hour of the day. That's where you get your one thing. Because if you don't go from the end backwards, you won't know what that first domino is. And the concept is a domino physically can knock over a second domino twice its size. That's physics. And so if you have that first one, you get that ball rolling. You're starting out with the one thing that's most important to you in this business or in life. And then you go from there. So it's amazing. It's a short book. If you haven't read it, read it, because it's good for a lot of different aspects of life.
Yeah, I want to have $1 million. I want to be a millionaire, right? Big goal. Well, how do I start doing that? Well, I want to maybe save a daily amount, or I want to boom, 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 and those block that off, right? Here's an example of I want to run a marathon. Well, I'm running a half marathon again. I ran one with Tony one time, and I was not as prepared as I wanted to be.
I already tricked him into one.
Crap. And now I'm doing a half marathon in Grand Rapids. So I'm going, what do I do not just to complete it? Last time I completed it, but how do I complete it and not cry? Right. And so I got to work back. So January, I walk 3 miles every day. February, I run at least 1 mile every day, plus walk the others. And those kind of things, how do I work backwards onto that stuff? Another exercise, write out your goals that you have. You can find all these exercises in a spot. We talk about a 4-1-1. I do think we'll probably train on a 4-1-1 in a future spot. Or what do you call your sheet, Amy? Scorecard, which is the same as a 4-1-1. It helps you track right along the way. It's a very good tool.
Well, the scorecard is a little different. The only reason it's different is because I go in it every single day.
Yes,
like,
daily.
Daily, and it's like how many dials I add my dials that day, and the goal is here and the actual is here. So it's really truly I'm keeping score each day on where I'm tracking in the goal.
Perfect. And the difference is you don't want to create a to-do list as much as what are the habits that I'm going to create, the things that I'm going to do that's going to get me the results that I want out here. So I'm going to break it down. Same as what you were saying, Rick. I'm going to break it down into my 4-1-1, my annual, my monthlies, my weeklies. There you go. Action worksheet. Bing. Build your 4-1-1. This is a tool we'll come back and talk about. People think there is never enough time to be successful, but there is when you time block it, right? It's just about doing the right things, the most important things every day, and not giving up on them. How do I consistently show up time after time after time and time and time and create that habit around it? Time blocking, the world doesn't know your purpose and priorities. It isn't responsible for them. The world's not responsible for them. You are. Who's committed to self-mastery? You are. E2P, this is a fun one. This is about getting purposeful. How many of you say, I have a great set of skills that make it very easy for me to be successful in real estate? That's why I came into this business. Anyone say that? Like, I'm naturally skilled at, what are some of those things that help people that are naturally skilled that would help someone be successful in real estate? Talking to people. It's easy for me to talk to people. I can talk to anyone. Is that a helpful skill? Will that be helpful in real estate? Of course. What's another one? What's that? I'm outgoing. People see I might be on social media everywhere. I share everything. I'm outgoing. Is that helpful in real estate? Yeah. What else might be helpful in real estate?
Interior design background.
Yeah, I know how things look. I know how things look. Is that helpful in real estate? Sure. What else?
Understanding social cues.
I get social cues. I understand people. I know when to go in a little deeper, and I know when to back off a little bit, right? Does that make it more helpful? Yeah. Do any of those things in themselves make you successful in real estate? No. Right? And that's where we have to go from the things that come easy to us to the things that are purposeful. And we have to go from our entrepreneurial, easy, to our purposeful. Someone who others would say you have a successful real estate business. What are some of those things that you were entrepreneurial and had to go to purpose?
Let me start.
Anywhere. What's something that came easy and then you had to get purposeful on?
Knowledge of real estate?
Okay.
I knew that I wanted to run my own business and that I was gonna be my own boss, right? How to do it was a lot more challenging. I mean, there's obviously a ton of steps needed to run a business, operate a business.
Right. So what do I do once I have this business kind of thing? Or how do I continue once I go through my list? Go ahead.
I mean, part of it's natural talent, and then how do you hone it into a system? Or like, how do you make it become easier and more consistent?
Right.
We talked about that yesterday in our top producer event. And it was like, I just need to get better each day at what I'm doing to make sure that my business is always building.
Right. I think that the E to a P often comes with a system. It often comes with a system. So my consistency, how do I make sure that all my notes that I just had I'm going to have great client interactions. Like that's a strength of me as a real estate agent. The challenge sometimes I find is how do I communicate that into my database so that I know it was an awesome experience 9 months from now, right? Good.
I also think it's like, for an example for real estate, right, is the feeling that I'm working really hard, right? But we keep hitting the same ceiling, right? There's a lot of us that are like, oh, but I'm doing the things and I'm not getting the results. That's because it's not purposeful what you're doing. That's the feeling. So as you're looking at this, that's the feeling that you're having is, am I doing, and what does that really mean? And that's where the system and tracking comes in.
It's also often a spot where someone needs help. How do I go from E to P? So that help can come in a class, it can come in a coach, it can come in some system that is just all of a sudden brought into you. It can come in another person. We used to have an agent in the office, Dana Murray, who was a great agent.
She's still around.
She's still around. She's still around. We don't see her as often. But she was a great agent. She had an assistant named Kelly. And she said her business didn't take off till she found the right person. And then it went, right? She went from entrepreneurial, easy, this is what I do, to I found a person, I'm more purposeful. She went from like 20 transactions to 100 transactions because she found the person. Sometimes getting to that P is a person.
Well, I know it's sort of addressed in this, but maybe not quite in so many words, but you also have to be self-aware enough of where you're at and then be humble enough to know that you don't know, right? And then navigate through this really complex world of real estate and personal relationships.
Yeah.
Putting all the pieces together and understanding, understanding human behavior. Like, why would somebody go and choose to do X?
Right.
With buying or selling, whatever. And sometimes it's so crazy simple. And a lot of times we think we know the answer and we have to dig a lot more. And then the answer can change.
Right.
The reason why they're doing something can completely change in the middle of the process. And then you have to be ready to adapt and change to that. Right. If they want to pull out, they want to get out of the deal. You can take advantage of that too and go sell 3 or 4 other houses from referrals from them by doing it.
And the challenge is that's very uncomfortable, right? Those are the things that just don't come easy. How do we get purposeful on it? And that's that commitment on my mindset is I am committed to self-mastery. I'm going to keep going after it. Rick.
wanted to add to that, Tony. I appreciate that there's, the key in the beginning was the self-awareness piece. When I was running my own company out of Eden Prairie before coming here, it's because I wanted to do everything my way because I knew it. This is my deal, right? There's a self-awareness piece and a reason why I came to Keller's because I got to a point, and both Jake and then and Jim Karamorada said the same thing. It's like you're on an island, and when you're on an island, you just don't have a lot of support around you. You don't have these people. So I joined Keller to get that as one of the primary things, right? That awareness piece. That is the only way I'm going to move to the next level. Right. Is to have people around that are going to support. Have this essentially. And then after being here, still had the same old mindset about being alone and realizing that, you already learned that this isn't really the way that you're going to be successful. And that's when I took on a partner, and it's just been so much better. Yeah. And not everyone's like that. Some people, you take on a partner, you're like, well, I'm better off by myself. And that's what you learn through it. That's how you become more of a master.
One of the things that you're talking about is that growth, right? Is you were able to operate, we're coming this way, you were able to operate in your easy entrepreneurial spot until you hit the spot. And then you had a choice. Do I stay here or do I have to have something different, right?
Yeah, that's it. There was a ceiling. There was a limit.
And so what happens sometimes when we go through this E to P, is if we're going like this and then we hit our ceiling, we hit the ceiling, we go, oh, I need P. And what happens sometimes is this can go down. It can go down in our mindset. It can go down in our result. It can go whatever. But if it goes down, some of us give up on this spot. And what happens is then it goes like this. And what do you think what happens when we hit here? There's another ceiling, right? So then we have to go, oh, I need P again. My business might go like that, and then it takes off like this. And that's one of the things that happens as we go from our entrepreneurial to purposeful. And what happens is as we do these things, well, these things then become easy. Whether it's easy because you've mastered it, or easy because you have a system to master it, or easy whatever, but you're in your groove. You're now comfortable. Remember, when we hit our comfort zone, what stops? Growth, right? Growth is on the other side of our comfort zone. Wendy will skip. All right. So how do we do that? How do we move from our E to P? We focus. We write your goals. Remember, a goal, a dream without a written down goal is what? A dream, right? Hopefully you're not planning to hit your dreams, but you're going to hit the things that you're going towards. So write down your goals. Focus on your 20%. Find strategic options. How do I get this done? Ask, how can this be done? Are there different ways to be better at it, right? Look for models to follow. Sometimes you hit a ceiling and you just need a class, or you just need a coach, or you just need a system, or you just need something that you don't know until you can find it. So look for it. Who can I follow? Who's doing something who has a business that I want to follow, and then go talk to them. Attend trainings that teach you where do you want to go. Identify mentors. Install systems. Time block. Practice scripts. Create checklists. Make sure your systems you install work consistently and efficiently. And then, of course, bring in accountability. Right? Hey, these are my goals. Can I share them with you? That's a risky thing. But measure what you do, keep track with the 411, and have an accountability partner. Any ahas from EDP that we didn't cover already? 10 minutes left. Step 4 is make learning-based the foundation of your action plan. Learning-based individual is an individual who has made the decision to be effective learning, to use effective learning as a foundation piece for their action plan to develop their life. You don't know what you don't know, right? You don't know what you don't know. And sometimes those things that we don't know keep us from getting to where we want to get, right? Know for doing sakes. This is that action-based knowing. Ignorance-based is I know what I know and I'll ignore everything else. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, right? Sometimes with broker, I go, I don't want to know because sometimes it'll be just fine. But ignorance based. It's like Trivial Pursuit. It leads to you know stuff, but it doesn't go anywhere, right? Learning based. I know what I know, and there is more to know. There's more to learn. There's something else I want to go get. I want to be learning based. I want to know if we're doing safe because I'm going to take a piece of that. I'm going to implement it right away, right? Productivity is outside, enlightenment inside, and higher self-actualization as you go on. One of the great things to do when you go to a training is go within the next 24 hours, what am I going to implement from this? Within the next 24 hours, what am I going to implement from this? And if you're going to too many trainings where there's nothing to implement, you need to up your game. You need to find some different trainings that would be better for you. Levels,
Would
go
you
ahead.
agree though that you need to know what you're going into it to learn in the first place?
That's right. Why am I taking this class?
Which I think is elementary, but a lot of people just go to a training to go to a training.
You know how you get people to go to trainings? Right? CE.
Okay, that is not a good example because no one listens to that one.
That's funny.
Things to avoid lead gen.
Say it again. I think you were right. Say it.
Wow. I think people go to CE during the day and trainings during the day to avoid lead gen. I can do all my CD at 9 to 11 at night. It's fine.
Go ahead.
I also think it's a trap to think CE is training. Because it's not.
Thank you, Derek.
No problem. I mean, I don't know.
It might be depending where a person's at for that spot, right? Yeah.
It's that's teaching you about like real estate, and it's not teaching you how to be an agent though. You know, and I think that's where, or run a business generally. I mean, most of the time that stuff is like legal operational type stuff.
How many of you, I want to go back to, how many of you are guilty of, I'm taking a class because I don't want to lead generate?
Guilty of what?
Oh,
I'm
have I
taking a
done
class
that?
because I don't want to lead generate.
So, yeah.
That's something we gotta be aware of, right?
I don't think.
And our tendency is if we're taking classes and not implementing things, what are classes? Simply
Entertainment.
entertainment, right? There's better entertainment than our classes, by the way. I agree. But there's great action steps.
And I think there's a lot of trainings right now that are actually just entertainment.
Well, I think also you can move to a place where you say, is this class something that's gonna help me so much in my business that I'm willing, it has to be really have a lot of value for me to be willing to part with my lead gen time to take it now at this point. But like over my lunchtime where I'm putting food in my mouth, so I'm probably not calling people or texting them, that's a time when I've committed to either watch a video about how I can improve my open house game or listen to a book on tape. But those are places.
Yeah, being learning based in that way is can be really great. I know one of the challenges as I was the PC. I would say this all the time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you negotiate a listing contract if you don't have a client. Focus on the things that are most important. It doesn't matter how you do whatever those other items are if you don't have someone to share it with, right? So practice is especially early on. Do the things that matter. Lots of things in real estate don't matter. They're benefits. You can be one of the 20 things you end up doing. But getting the client, having conversation with the client is the most important thing in real estate. And almost in any business, right? Is that common throughout? The types of learning-based foundation, your action plan, unconscious incompetence means we don't know what we don't know. conscious incompetence means we do know what we don't know. And the nice thing about that is now you can go find out, hey, where do I get this information? Conscious competence says, well, now we know. And unconscious competence says, we just do it without thinking about it. I don't even have to think about it. I go from knowledge to wisdom to my habit. The difference between wisdom or from my knowledge into wisdom is now I know what to do and I have a plan to go ahead and do it. High achievers reach their goals by making training, education, and self-development the foundational piece of their growth plan. All these different pieces here. Good? All right, we have 4 minutes. Remove your limiting beliefs. How many of you have limiting beliefs? How many of you catch yourself saying sometimes, that's a limiting belief, I need to change my thought on that? That is the starting point. If you can do that, we are at times going to have things that pop in our mind that want to limit us. It's how our bodies make things more comfortable. It's how maybe we were raised as a kid. We have things that we have to overcome. And the first thing that we can do is if we can take that thought and go, hey, that is limiting, that's a limiting belief. That's limiting what I am capable of in this spot, right? I hate lead gen. That's a limiting belief. I'm growing to love lead gen. I'm in the process of learning to love lead gen, right? That's different. If you say those things differently, if you capture that and say those 7 positive mindset things instead of the 1 negative, there's power in that. High achievers remove their limiting beliefs, but from their thinking, that is holding them back. Good enough on limiting beliefs? It all starts with our mindset. Limiting beliefs are reinforced either, and so are positive beliefs. So if you have a limiting belief, you're going to reinforce and reinforce and reinforce. If you change that to a positive, you're going to reinforce and reinforce and reinforce. It starts with our mindset on that piece. Remove those limiting beliefs. Good. See how short that one was? How many of you love accountability?
You.
Okay. Tell me what you love about accountability. It makes you do stuff. Okay, why does it make you do stuff?
Because someone else is gonna ask you about it.
Okay, gotcha. Who else has accountability? Who loves accountability? Go ahead.
I think there's a special place to be when going from even that of like, I'm going to do it because I'm showing up for other people to I'm going to do it because I trust myself that I'm going to do it.
Right.
Right. Like there's a piece, I think, in human nature to say I'm going to do something, then you don't, and then you stop trusting that you really believe what you say.
Right.
So when you get to that point, and I think accountability has phases to get to that.
Right. I remember when I first took the TL role, I had accountability with this person named Cherie Lowry. And Cherie coached all the top leadership of KW. And I was lucky enough because of John Butler that I got her as a coach. And I did my stuff simply because of that. I was scared, right, that I have to hit my goals. If I don't, then I'm in trouble, right? There was that. And Jake then became my coach as he became the general manager. And I stayed with that because now, not only is he my coach, I still had Cherie at the time, but he is also my boss. And my accountability was like scary, 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 right? I transitioned to now I have an accountability group. And an accountability group has no control over my goals. It doesn't matter what they think of them. And what has changed to is, hey, we want to help you get what you say you want, right? And now it's not, I'm afraid. Now it's, I have cheerleaders saying, let's go get this. An accountability coach, it could be Kami. She does a really great job with our top producers in the office. If you need a coach like that, that's great. Sometimes you need to get outside the organization to coach you and bring that on so that you feel like, hey, they're holding me accountable, but accountable to what I want, right? What happens if we have a coach if we feel like I just got to get it done because I have to meet them? We dread going for accountability and we hide from it. Hiding from accountability is no good. Unless you're crushing it, right? And then you want that person saying, you're crushing it, how do I help you get to the next spot? Right? So accountability is an important thing, and everyone who's done big things in life has had accountability around it, whether it be from in the area of sports, in business, in different things. Accountability is simply sharing your goals with someone and going after them. And they check in with you and say, how you doing on them? It's a great thing. It's not their goal, it's your goal. All right, so accountability is a huge, huge thing. That's it. Being accountable versus a victim, that's the whole thing we just talked about, right? Don't seek reality, fights reality, blames. I have reasons before my reasons, breaks excuses, and waits and hopes. Someone who's an accountable person and not just accountable to someone else. Seeks reality, acknowledges reality, owns it, finds solutions, and gets on with it. Be accountable. Good. Ahas from the whole thing?
I think it all starts with mindset change.
Okay. I agree. It's perfect. Two more ahas.
That entrepreneurial versus purposeful thing, I mean, I think that was pretty profound to me because, yeah, I just, I started off being like, well, yeah, I can do that, but then you need to also, that only goes so far. You need to meet people that are outside your sphere and bring them into your sphere. If you want to grow, it's not sustainable to not grow your sphere as you go forward. So I'm battling with that myself for growing into that purposeful side of things. So that was
awesome. One more. One more takeaway, aha, anything from these personal perspectives. Go ahead.
I think, like, as I'm thinking about it, the systems thing seems really important in all of this. Because I think it kind of touches on a number of those different things. But if you think of these 6 personal perspectives, like a spokes of a wheel,
yeah,
it's like you kind of have to take them all together and be working on each one of those little things to create the balance. Otherwise, if there's if there's parts of it, you're going to have a flat side to the wheel, and it's just going to hold you back. Right. Constant focus on each one of those things.
Yeah, and the 6 are written here. They are, let's go through the 6, ready? Number 1, commit to self-mastery. Number 2, 80-20 principle. Number 3, eat a pea. Number 4, make learning base the foundation of an action plan. Number 5, eliminate limiting beliefs. And number 6,
Be accountable.
be accountable. Awesome, that's it.
Thanks, Kevin. Wants and needs, is there any wants and needs? And then also email Lydia.